I will never be able to read it again.
The knowledge still exists.
They will enter a world of spells and shadows to bring him back.
It's not easy, but we'll take the risk. Here belongs to me. Your prince is now my son.
Are you sure we're on the right path?
The world of Narnia has always been one of courage, imagination, and destiny. And in 2026, the saga returns in a way that fans have been waiting years to experience. The Chronicles of Narnia. The Silver Chair reintroduces the magical land filled with mythical creatures, timeless battles of good and evil, and the heart of adventure that has always made these stories so memorable. This new chapter stands as both a continuation and a rebirth, designed for a new generation of viewers while remaining faithful to the legacy that has defined the series. With breathtaking visuals, a darker and more mature tone, and a story centered around loyalty, courage, and hope, this film sets out to immerse audiences once again in a land beyond imagination. It is more than a fantasy epic. It is a story about what it means to find your way when the world feels like shadows are closing in. The story begins years after the events of the voyage of the Dawn Treader. Eustace Scrubb, once a reluctant adventurer, has grown older and wiser since his first trip to Narnia. But his life in the real world remains ordinary and unremarkable until he is summoned once again into that mysterious land. This time, he is joined by his schoolmate Jill Pole, a character who brings both courage and insecurity into the journey, making her an instantly relatable figure for viewers. Together, they are chosen for a dangerous mission, to find Prince Rilian, the long-lost son of King Caspian, who has vanished into the unknown after being lured away by dark forces. Their task will push them beyond the boundaries of fear, testing their loyalty to one another and their ability to believe in something greater than themselves. The cast brings these iconic roles to life with a combination of new talent and familiar faces. Rising young actor Finn Wolfhard steps into the role of Eustace Scrubb, portraying the mix of skepticism and determination that defines the character. Opposite him, the role of Jill Pole is taken on by Millie Bobby Brown, adding depth and emotional intensity to a character that must navigate her own fears while discovering her strength. Aslan, the majestic lion who has guided generations of Narnians, returns with the voice of Idris Elba, bringing wisdom and gravitas to every scene. The cunning and enchanting Lady of the Green Kirtle, the sorceress who holds Prince Rilian under her spell, is played by Eva Green, whose performance promises to be both mesmerizing and chilling. Prince Rilian himself is portrayed by Jacob Tremblay, capturing the vulnerability and strength of a young man trapped between light and darkness. Rounding out the cast, veteran actor Liam Neeson makes a brief return in a symbolic appearance as King Caspian, now older and near the end of his reign, passing on the torch to the new generation. The narrative unfolds with sweeping landscapes and darker tones than previous entries. The trailer opens with a quiet shot of Jill sitting alone at her school, feeling invisible in a place where cruelty and indifference dominate. A sudden wind rises, and she hears Aslan's voice calling her name. The next scene cuts sharply to the mystical cliffs of Aslan's country, where she and Eustace meet the great lion. His presence fills the screen, and his words echo with power as he gives them their mission: to rescue Prince Rilian from the clutches of evil. The tone shifts quickly from wonder to peril, as the trailer takes viewers through desolate marshes, endless caverns, and the shadows of an underground kingdom that feels more oppressive with every frame. The plot delves into their journey across Narnia's most treacherous terrains. Eustace and Jill are not alone in their quest. They are joined by Puddleglum, the marshwiggle, who is brought to life by Andy Serkis in a performance that blends humor with quiet wisdom. His long, lanky frame and deadpan delivery provide levity in the face of constant danger, but he also becomes a moral compass for the two children, reminding them of their purpose when they feel lost. Together, this unlikely trio braves storms, giants, and deception, traveling further into lands where hope seems almost impossible to hold on to. Each step of the journey is marked by challenges that test their courage. Treacherous mountains that threaten to bury them in snow, giants who treat humans as playthings, and a sinister underground realm where every shadow hides a secret. The trailer crescendos with haunting imagery. A silver chair glowing faintly in a dark chamber, the figure of Prince Rilian bound in invisible chains, his eyes reflecting both sorrow and rage. Eva Green's Lady of the Green Kirtle appears like a vision, her voice seductive yet venomous as she whispers promises of eternal peace while weaving her enchantments. The silver chair itself becomes a symbol of bondage and illusion, holding Rilian prisoner not just physically, but mentally, convincing him that his memories of Narnia and his father are mere dreams. Jill, Eustace, and Puddleglum must break through this illusion, but the cost of failure is greater than they can imagine. If they cannot free him, Narnia will lose its heir, and darkness will spread across the land. The emotional core of the story lies in the relationship between Jill and Eustace. Their dynamic evolves from mistrust to reliance, showing how two very different individuals can find strength in each other. Jill's bravery often shines when least expected, while Eustace's skepticism transforms into belief, proving that growth and change are at the heart of Narnia's magic. Their choices and sacrifices carry the weight of the entire kingdom, and audiences will feel their triumphs and fears in equal measure. Visually, the film promises a balance between grandeur and intimacy. Sweeping shots of Narnia's landscapes capture both its beauty and its danger, from mist-covered marshes to glittering underground cities lit by glowing stones. The cinematography emphasizes contrast, the warmth of sunlight in Aslan's country versus the cold, oppressive glow of the lady's domain. Practical effects blend seamlessly with state-of-the-art CGI to bring creatures and settings to life without losing the grounded, lived-in feeling that makes fantasy worlds believable. The silver chair itself is designed as a striking centerpiece, its metallic shine contrasting with the darkness around it, embodying both beauty and menace. The release of the Chronicles of Narnia. The silver chair is set for December 2026, a date chosen to align with the holiday season, when families can gather to experience the magic together. Positioned as a winter release, the film not only captures the seasonal spirit, but also promises to stand out as one of the biggest fantasy blockbusters of the year. The anticipation surrounding this release is enormous, and the studio is confident that this installment will reignite the global passion for Narnia, while establishing a fresh foundation for future stories within the beloved universe. The trailer concludes with an emotional sequence. Jill shouting Rilian's name as he resists the enchantment, Eustace raising his sword against monstrous foes, Puddleglum courageously declaring that even if the world is a lie, he will live as though Narnia is real, and Aslan roaring across the land, shaking both the ground and the hearts of those who hear it. The final shot lingers on the silver chair shattering into pieces, its fragments scattering into darkness as the screen fades to black. The title appears in bold letters, The Chronicles of Narnia, the silver chair, followed by the release date. The music swells, combining elements of grandeur and mystery, leaving audiences with goosebumps and an overwhelming sense of anticipation. This is not just another fantasy trailer. It is a promise of hope found in the darkest of places, of courage discovered when it is needed most, and of magic that never fades. The Chronicles of Narnia. The silver chair is more than a return to a beloved land. It is a reawakening of wonder, reminding audiences everywhere that even in the face of shadows, the light of belief can never be extinguished.